Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another show. Today, we're talking about the importance of being kind to our fellow human beings. Very important to be kind. I just realized this today on this Discord call. This gentleman, I am, as you probably know, if you've been watching the current videos, he joined the Discord call just now and he played some music. And I saw a side of him that I never saw before. And it made me realize that I was wrong. And also made me realize, on a deeper note, that we're all human beings here. We all want the best things in life for life, and we're all here kind of suffering in a way, and it's hard, and we all have different ways of bypassing that and putting on a show or a mask or but beneath all that is just we're all kids here trying to have fun, trying to get what we want, trying to be safe and happy. And I saw it with this man and I felt so much kindness towards him and also reciprocated back towards me, I guess. And yeah, so don't judge people too quickly. That usually never works. And I judged this man quite harshly. I thought he was this bad man, and he was the way he was wording or saying things. It made me feel attacked for some reason. But now I see a much gentler side to him, so I'm very appreciative of that. And yeah, I thank him for being a part of my YouTube channel. I truly am grateful that he's here, and especially to all of you, my friends. So thank you very much for being here. What do you guys think about that? What's present for you?
I just feel peace right now. It's like the frame of mind that I've had coming into Discord is that I need to be on edge. I need to be ready to fight. I need to be ready to face confrontation. And I feel like I've just like moved through all of that energy of fight and anger and aggression, and in this moment I just feel peace. I feel a lot of love as well. Um yeah, very much so my feminine energy.
What about you, Reese?
Well, we sort of started before you started rolling, so um, I just had like a little emotional. Well, I keep saying little as well. I don't know why I keep saying fucking word. It pisses me off every time I say that. I had an emotional release. It's like I'm trying to downplay myself or like downplay the emotion and like the authentic expression. I had an emotional release. Like I'd raise the energy, and then just had like a nice cry and a laugh, and then I came into the Discord call, and Ian was playing music, and I've heard him play music before, and it was very sweet, and I meditated with it. I was meditating, and then I think Leo said it beautifully. It was like it's like we're having a little campfire. Like we're all sat around the campfire. And when he said that, when I was meditating, I could like visualize like being around the campfire with these people, and in the future, like manifesting that vision of just connection with people, you know. And I think it's funny how we were talking about this earlier, and just it's funny how fast things can manifest in your reality. And when you put something out there into the universe, how like that space, I've been in it for like nearly 2 months now, and I've never joined the space when it's felt like that. And it's just beautiful, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just beautiful to not overlook our fellow human beings, and to try our best to see the little child in them, because we all want love at the end of the day. But it's just we live in a world full of hate. We love to hate each other. And I think this serves as a beautiful place because, you know, we've got so much chaos and so much arguing and stuff like that. And then it's like you get to the center of the tornado. It's like the eye of the storm. And in the center, it's just peace. But the contrast is super important. But It's just a beautiful moment, you know what I mean? You don't want to swim too long in being like, oh, but I wish I wish it could be more like this, you know? I think you said something, Shiva, about you might get your mum on the podcast and she doesn't want to be part of the drama and stuff like that. Feels to me slightly that it's like we're going through like a pivotal change. I am anyway. And the direction that I want to go in for sure is definitely more aligned with whatever just happened then. I want to go that way. Shiva needs to start hosting some group meditations. I think everybody in the community could benefit from this in such a big way. Just sharing that space with other people makes such a big difference. And I think the impact that it can have on people's lives is like so. This is what we need. This is what people need. This is what everyone's here for on the spiritual path. It's because there's a broken human in most people, a damaged soul that's just seeking love, and it's clutching on drama because that's what's going on inside people's psyche. There's just a war going on inside everyone's mind. And it's just manifesting in the external world. Not just this Discord, and it's good that it's not censored because it's a microcosm of the larger scenario that's occurring right now. Like human beings have been at war, but we are at war like never before in my lifetime anyway. I've never seen it like this. And to create little safe spaces where we allow this madness to occur, but also have little pockets of sanity within the madness. I feel like that's where a vision could really start manifesting, because manifesting a drama-ridden vision is not sustainable in the real world.
You're speaking of facts. I was trying to like perceive the community, like how it was a week ago, and everyone being in person, living on land. We'd probably be beating each other up. But it would probably be worse than living in society. But I think creating these pockets of, yeah, just like good energy. And the thing is, I feel like this is built on realness now, because we've been able to get through all this shit and have all this beef. I feel like now there is room for authentic love. The thing is, you can go to most spiritual communities and people have a mask of love and light, or it's like there's an inauthenticity to it. But I think if you can play in both worlds, the chaos, the drama, and the love and the light simultaneously, that's a true community. So I think it's great.
Yes, I agree. With everything within me, I agree with you.
This Discord is becoming a pivotal part of my YouTube channel. It's revolving around everything that I do on my YouTube channel. Very few videos go without some part of it have to do with Discord. So I'm eternally grateful for this Discord server and all the members. Shout out to you. If you're a member, you should definitely join. Link in description. Yet simultaneously at the same time, Discord, the word Discord, I was joking to Carlos. I remember saying this to Carlos. We would join on the Discord, and I knew Discord was not a pleasant space to be in. And one day we had a huge argument. Lots of people, chaos, fighting all. This was like months ago. And then I told to Carlos in a private call, buddy, you wanted Discord. Here it is. Discord means social chaos or arguments. Discord is an app, but also Discord is social incohesion. And on top of this, the Discord logo is a little gaming thing, and it kind of feels demonic. Kind of looks like a little demon. So those two things coupled, something doesn't jive with this Discord. It's not an enlightening place. Maybe we can transcend that. Maybe we can go above that and go above the drama. I'm not sure. But yes, it feels like we've been going through the mud for some time. Now we're basically out of it. We got to clean ourselves off and continue going on the road towards spirituality or enlightenment.
I feel like the Discord is whatever you well, it's whatever you want it to be. It's the community. It's the people that watch that are really interested coming together. I get what you're saying. I've never really been in Discords before, so I can't really comment on it. But it could be so. It doesn't have to be. We still want to have a little. We've got to have drama. But I mean, I guess the way that I'm looking at it is this is a way to. This is like the starting point of the real world implications of where this leads. And what Leo was just saying there about you can't, it wouldn't be sustainable to have it like this in the real world is very, very true. But also to be able to implement this, the area of the Discord where our masks are off, it's authentic, it's real. It's like with Miriam, for example, meeting in real person right now doesn't feel like we could do that. But with a lot of people from the Discord now, I feel like we could meet up with them because there's no shadows to. We already know most people's shadows that are in the Discord because everybody's just been so toxic. But it's like, that's what true love is.
Mm.
True love isn't just this fake, soft thing. It's like, here's the worst side of me. Do you still love me?
Yeah.
That's love.
Wow. That's deep, man. I remember going to a men's retreat once upon a time, and it's like everyone was so aggressive on the first like couple days. And the intention was to bring out like people's authenticity. And there was just a natural rage towards each other, and so many interesting things happened. But I remember as the days progressed, by day 3, 4, 5, I'm pretty sure everyone in that space cried at least once. And you just see this deep, authentic, innocent child that just wants love, that just feels some level of unworthiness, wants to feel connection, whatever it may be. And we all have that. We'd be lying to ourselves if we said that we didn't. So, yeah, again, like everything that we've done in this Discord is just real, it's authentic, and it's beautiful. I love it. And like I said with in the call with Em earlier today, I just feel compassion. As much as I've hated her and we've had this back and forth, there's just love and compassion underneath it all.
Yeah, because it's also this like intensity. Because Shiva was calling me a bully earlier. I was saying I needed to be more of a bully, and I was trying to explain that the reason why that I do this is because I sense like a elephant in the room, and I want love so much that like my whole life is orientated around human connection and wanting to feel that bliss and but you can only feel it together properly, like when you get together. So what I do is I just force intense energy out until it explodes. And then underneath it, there's true love. And sounds even it's funny because even when I say it, I know that it's like it can sound like cliche. It's funny how love is cliche.
That's crazy.
When you say love to somebody, it's like people go, ugh. And that's all we want. That's the biggest shadow. It's like, what is it? It's not our darkness that scares us. It's we're afraid of the light. Like we're actually afraid of love. Of the love energy is so intense. It's so beautiful. It's so pure. that we hide behind these masks of like seriousness or manliness or whatever it is. We put all these shows on because we are terrified of feeling true love. It's a catastrophe. And it's like what's going on in society right now is it's playing out this negative, super necessary evil of people are just going to squabble with each other and hate each other, and it's this side against this side, and it's wars, and it just all gets too much to the point where exactly the same thing happened with me with my realizations. It just goes, and then we connect, and it's like, what are we fighting for? What are we doing to each other? Look at how many people are getting killed every single day. Like, have you seen the shit that's going on? It's wild. Like, babies are getting massacred. Like, men are getting destroyed. Like, this is happening. This has been happening. And all it's happening for is because deep down, all we want is human connection, but it's been masqueraded in we want more something. All we want is more love. And it's like we go around cycles, and the love's going to come back round again. But we have to pioneer it.
The last video we did with M, I know what to title the video. I haven't uploaded yet, but it's quite a interesting title. And I'm very curious to see how Leo is going to react. Because even in the call, Leo was kind of, I guess subtly, this was my perception, he was egging me on to kind of defend him or be on his side or to put more artillery shells onto her. And I was unwilling to do that. So this would be a good test to see yeah, what happens when we're not on each other's side? What happens when rocks go at other people's fences, over the fence? Are we going to continue this? Or is it going to be, oh, you did this to me, it's time to leave?
Firstly, I want to clarify, I don't feel that as true whatsoever. Yeah, I think there's value in you just being a mutual space. I think that's the nature of your role a lot of the time. And I equally throw you under the bus in calls as well. So, but all in the name of truth. I will never lie I will never lie and throw you under the bus. Like, I just want you to see the truth. That's all. Why? Because I care about you and because I want to build with you. And I can't build with someone that's lying. You know? So, yeah, just know it's coming from the right place. I'm curious what this video title is going to be. Might have to start a war with you next, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah. Well, the situation with Carlos and I had some friction, and he blocked me on all social media platforms. I can't communicate with him, even if I tried. That's not a way of a man. That's not the way to do things. When there's conflict, all right, let there be conflict, but don't shut the person down or out. You know? Unless they did something serious, which I didn't do.
I think there's beauty when you can sit in the conflict. Like, blocking someone is just like, what are you avoiding? What are you avoiding in yourself? You know?
Yeah.
I think there's just so much gold on the other side of conflict if you can just sit in it, be in it. Yeah.
I think with the Carlos situation, though, like we were talking about earlier, it does, like right now with you and Leo, you know, you're both healthy, and that's how you're going to be able to have a maintained relationship. Is you have to just be honest about your disagreements, and you have to. It's not just like whatever you say, I'm just going to align with you. It's no, we are both truth seekers. We're looking for the truth. If we disconnect and we have to argue, on the other end of the argument will be more truth for both of you and a deeper connection. With Carlos right now, it's very different because, first of all, like I've been on some medications, like it clouds you. The medication clouds you in a big way. And also his physical ailment as well. This does take a big impact. He's not able to put his full... He's weakened right now in his system and in his mind and his life energies. He needs to put all his energy into that. Like he's probably... I've been going on calls with him every now and again, and he's exhausted. He's depleted. So it's, you know, we have to try and just put ourselves in his shoes and see what his day-to-day life is actually like. And
What
think,
would happen?
okay, go ahead.
I wonder what would happen if he was met with love instead of hate or argument. I wonder what that would create. I find that quite fascinating.
Yeah. That's the natural instinct that... Sorry, you're...
I was just going to say something that came to my mind. It was a thought that Mariam had once said about victim consciousness, that she cannot tolerate victim consciousness because victims are like lowering her energy or lowering her vibe, or their like expression of demonic will, whatever it may be. I don't think that's true though. I feel like anyone that's in a victim state just needs love. They just need to be seen. They need to be held. I think a victim is like a wounded child. Are you gonna fight a wounded child, or are you gonna just give it love and hold it?
Yes. There's a place for everything. There's a place for all methods. But if you have a, like you said, if you've got like an animal that's been run over on the road, you don't go and slap it across the face. But, and even if you've got your own, you got to look at it in your own way, that how you deal with your own self. Like when you have a wound, you have to be straight up with it, but you have to give it compassion in order for it to heal. You have to be your own guardian. But you don't vilify the part of you that feels hurt. That doesn't heal the hurt. But you have to be brutally with it. And you have to be very, very like strong and courageous to stare in the face of some of the darkest pits of your soul. But once you've stared at it, you do have to have compassion for it. But compassion and love, I don't want to, it's funny now, I don't want to get too caught up on the, love is a beautiful emotion and compassion is a beautiful way. I'm sort of, it for some reason feels like I'm going in defense of Miriam slightly here for some reason. But this is just my authentic expression as to what's coming out right now. Victim consciousness is different than a wound. Somebody who's in victim consciousness is somebody who's playing a role of being a victim. And my experience with my mother, for example, who is in victim consciousness, the more you coddle that victim, they don't learn the lesson. This doesn't mean I think she's wrong in terms of having no tolerance for it at all. But what's true compassion? Like if you're a mother to the world, when your son's playing up, maybe true compassion is saying, stop pissing about. Like I've got something clearly coming into my mind now where there's something called the overbearing mother. Where what they do is they overbear on their children. They just give them everything that they need, and now that children doesn't know how to move in the world and is a broken person. So there's something about compassion isn't necessarily always this soft. We were just feeling that then, which is beautiful, and that's what we all want. But in order to get to that place, it takes energy. life force, truth, and authenticity. So you don't want to coddle a victim, and I sort of agree. Actually,
I can see what you're saying. I think it's like, how do we define a victim? What is the definition? I think we're speaking about different things. Because yeah, there are times even where, I've had people in my team even, and they're stuck in this loop of victim consciousness, or like, oh, this is not going to work, or whatever, and I just have to slap them, not physically, but like
yeah.
verbally slap them into or out of victim consciousness, this like mental loop that they're stuck in. So don't get me wrong, I'm a huge advocate for that. I think
I get what you're saying as you've been talking. Then I think I go ahead, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
What I'm trying to put vision on is like vulnerability. I think like intolerance of vulnerability.
Yes.
I think there is an intolerance of it out in the outside world, and I think there's probably equally the same within. This could be a projection. I don't know, but
no, you're fully right. For example, like when I'd gone through the breakup, and I'd been crying 2 days straight, pretty much. And then when it was brought up to her, it was just sort of mocked.
Yeah, that's right.
And I wasn't in victim consciousness then, but there is times where like she doesn't seem to be able to have compassion in moments when it's actually needed. Like when Shiva was like, "Do you want to do a podcast?" But then when you was like, "I hope you're all right, brother. If you need to talk to anybody," like I appreciated that. I was like, and I didn't need that, but it was like okay, there's a human being here. They care about what I'm going through. I'm not going to sit here and wallow in it, but it's just nice to be nice sometimes, And there's a warmth. And yeah, so victim consciousness is quite easy to spot. Like I am, for example, he's not in victim consciousness. Maybe he is actually. Maybe he is, I think about it in some ways. But yeah, we need more compassion. It's like it's hard. It's like, what's the other option? Just to be brutal and horrible with everybody? You should probably lean more in the direction of the compassion more than the just trying to tear everybody down method, because it's just a nicer approach.
Yeah, I have a theory as well, and I think it's a reason as to why Mariam is so aggressive with people. She said that she said her root activation happened when she got rejected by a man. And to me, when I hear that, I'm like, whoa, that's like a wound. That created some kind of a wound inside of her being. And now she's built this momentum off of that wound of rejection.
Yes, 100%.
Because prior to that, she was in her non-dual, peaceful, calm mode. She gets rejected. Now all of a sudden, she's like whatever she is.
She's still integrating she's still integrating this experience, and she's just going through like if that's been the trigger for it, then that's what's being expressed. 100%. That's such a good theory. I feel like that's so true. Wow.
The thing is, though, it's so easy to get stuck on a new identity. That's the thing. She's identified now with whoever she is, which is like this like overly dominant female that's just expressing God. And so it's like it's kind of like there's a stuckness that occurs. There's less of that like fluidity, the ability to receive reflections, to go higher, to more truth. Yeah, something I've been pondering on.
Yeah, and interestingly, as soon as I started to like step back into that other energy, I don't prefer it. It's like that. It's as if you have to do that because nobody's ready for love yet. So it's like you go there just because you just gotta. It's like I hate mirroring, aren't you? It's like you're just mirroring the environment that you're in. It's like I remember when I had this situation recently when I sat around the dinner table and was going for a meal with my missus's band at the time, and it was just so disconnected, and I just turned into this tyrant, and I was just like trying to just destroy everybody because it was so ugly. The energy was so uncomfortable that it was like, I can't sit here. I'm either going to leave or I'm going to just destroy you all. And it caused a huge problem for everybody. And like people were getting upset, but I just couldn't help it. I was just like, I'm not sitting here like this. So I turned into like I am always says, I became the devil. I'll be your devil, he says.
Mm.
I want to say something while I light this Palo Santo. Two things that come up. One is with Carlos. One of you said that maybe we should treat him with love instead of what we're doing right now. And that's maybe the hardest thing that I could ever do is appreciate that man and lovingly say things. And that's not me. I don't have that within myself right now. But probably that would be the best course of action, to meet that man lovingly. And I think like 2 days of that, I'm sure he would cry and I would cry and everybody would cry and we would resolve it. But I guess part of this is how my parents treated me. And I'm sure all of you were treated the same way. Oh, no, love, you know what you need? You need firmness, and somebody should scream at you and, come on, don't you know you're not supposed to do that? And second thing is about blocking people. I haven't blocked people in my whole life, but I've started blocking people. Because on my YouTube channel, sometimes people spew garbage, like they take trash and they throw it into my room. They think it's acceptable. No. This is not where it belongs. You stay there for 30 minutes or you get timed out. That's the appropriate response. But sometimes, like I recently blocked Carlos, sometimes you block people and it's only because you can't accept something that they're saying or you don't want to face it or something. And that always leaves a clump in my throat, like, this is not the right way of doing it. So yeah, these are my two reflections.
Mm. Yeah.
Maybe you guys are twin flames.
We're not ready for love. That's the realest thing that you've ever said, or you said. Yeah, human beings need some destruction. I like being destructive. It serves me well right now, and I'm scared of love. Like, what am I going to do? This sounds like weakness to me. But I'm sure that as the days go on and the years go on, this will change. 2025 is a year of growth, power, advancement. You said action taking, yes? Maybe 2027 is the year of tapping into love.
Oh no, not 2027. I was ready for love when I was a little. I've been ready for love my whole life. I've been soon as there's a love energy around me, I become it. That's me. That was my whole experience. It was love, 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 love. Like, that's all I want. Are you ready for love, Leo?
Oh man, I feel love when I hear you speak. When you say love, it depends on what you mean by love, but
Just the energy, just like that energy of like, I'm ready to humble myself. Like, I can be horrible and like I can be brutal or whatever and intense but I'm only doing that because of that.
yeah. I go through these different phases. Like there were times where I was just all love, and I would just give so much, and then I would get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And
But that's
there was a
not
lot.
love though.
That was not real love. That
I
was
did
some.
that as well. That's me.
That's like seeking something outside of myself. It's
Yes.
like a people pleaser rather than
Mhm.
authentic love. Authentic love, it's like this. It feels like blissful in a way, and it has no agenda. It's just I love you unconditionally. I don't need you to do anything for me. I love you. That's real love, and I'm going through a process of re-inviting that back into my body. But I know it's here. It's here. It's already here. There is deep love inside of me. I want to give it to people. I just
Yeah.
feel like I became so selfish after that awakening. I told you about this as well. And I remember there was like this healer that did a kind of like a bioresonance scan where you can see the energy of the different chakras. It's some real shit, man. My heart was gone. There was no heart energy whatsoever. I was like, wow, that's why I've been such an asshole. Like, wow. Like, I had this genuine no interest or connection to people. And she did her whole thing, this bioresonance thing. She reactivated all the chakras. I came out, I was just tearing with joy. I just wanted to give everyone a hug. I feel like I was on ecstasy. I was like, wow, that is real. Like, we have that. We can have that as a baseline state if our heart is actually activated. And
Wow.
so, like I said as well in one of the previous videos, that when I was perceiving Mariam, it's like her heart's not present. I can't see it. It's still that root that like fuck you, I'm gonna slap you just because I love you. But is it real love? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. I was in a similar place.
I feel like that's like it's not about the love. Like maybe love is even the wrong word. I feel like that's the well, this was my experience anyway. It was like that's the energy. It's like that's life force. It has all elements in it, but there's a huge undercurrent, or like the main undercurrent is just like love is the best word to describe it, but just it's like so profoundly, it's like painfully beautiful, but like so it's vulnerable, it's precious, it's innocent, it's all those things. And I feel like that's what is the life force. That's what is the bedrock of what we are all sat upon. That's the creation. That is what I would have what I experienced as if that was what enlightenment is. It feels like that's the close. Like when I imbibe sadhguru and I see his tears running down his face. It's that It's that not emotion. It's that. That's life. It's painfully beautiful. Like you can't even put it into words. That energy, but that energy doesn't. It's not lacking heart. Enlightened energy doesn't not have that in its essence. That's one of the most precious, and that's what brings us all together. It's what. So I'm ready for that. Like that's what it is. We don't have to wait till 2027 to drop our walls of protection before we start to imbibe the life force that we are. This is the moment now. Like we don't wait for now.
I'm very curious to hear your perspective on what Leo shared, that this person did something to their energy and he went outside and he was beaming with joy and he wanted to give people a hug. That's such an empowered state. Yet I'm sure after a couple of days that probably went away and you're like went back to being why? Why is that? Why can't we all just be good to each other and kind and joy on the street? You're walking down the sidewalk, you see a stranger, be like, high five, aren't you alive? This is amazing. No, no, we gotta be very serious and closed off. What the hell? There's some agenda going on. I don't know.
It can happen though. Like you can create. This is the vision. Like you had that experience. Remember you saying everyone's gonna be running around naked, singing "Kumbaya," running around barefoot. Like you want that's what you wanted. And I had in my business. There was a huge for like a year and a half. There was such a beautiful love energy, and it was all synchronized, and there were tears pretty much daily, and everyone was connected, and people were singing like every day, like dancing, like it was. You can create that, but it's just we live in our satanic apartments, and there is what it is like we're afraid of the love, so reality is manifested in that way because we are reality. as the collective. But you can find people who are ready to experience that, get them in a room together, and you can feel it. And you can live in that way. It's not like doesn't have to be so far away. Like, it can happen. Yes, there's going to be chaos, and yes, there's going to be human nature is going to happen. But as long as you've got people whose bedrock is wanting truth, love, and connection with the fellow humans, and you get enough of those people together, then it's real. We just experienced a little glimpse of it just then. Tiny little glimpse of just the walls dropping. I can see it, like, it pains you.
Yeah, for some reason I have such resistance to what you're saying right now. It's like, even though it sounds nice, but I just don't want it. Like, oh, there's something to that. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't even want to say it because it's not true. I don't want to say something and then people are gonna be like, oh, didn't you hear what he said?
Say
So,
it.
I don't know, like, it's just not powerful. Oh, I become soft and mush, like, oh, we're loving each other.
No, it's the most powerful. That's the thing that you have to understand. It is the most powerful force in life.
So true.
Uh,
Love always wins.
Yeah,
Try test.
love, this little soppy thing, this little, like, oh, not, that's not love. That's that's manipulation. That's acting in a way to get people because you're inferior. The reason why it feels uncomfortable for you is because the game is a game of hide and seek. We are coming back to God. But God doesn't want to realize himself all the time. That's why people go through separate realizations. Because it's hiding from himself. And then when it discovers itself, it's like, oh my God, I'm fucking this. And that's the beauty of this experience. So to the extent that you're squeamish about it, is to the extent that you need to move more in that direction. I have got power. But it's all based on that energy.
yeah.
Guys, I know we have a call with Mariam soon. I want to take some time to just decompress for a moment.
Yeah, good idea.
'Cause I have no idea. I'm up in there.
That's it, my friends. Thank you for watching. Join the Discord. Enjoy. Bye.